Welcome in here. Publicly Buzzed Live is coming at you. Getting ready to go live right now. You're in the right place. Again, massive, huge trigger warning tonight. This one is a lot. I have the actual affidavit that we're going to be reading through here. I don't think anyone else has this. In fact, I know no one else has this. Dizzy got this an hour before we went live here. I've got a lot going on. Coming at you.
Let's rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here. Publicly Buzzed Live is on the air. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. If you were watching the Jay stream earlier when he was starting out the trial with the openings, holy crap. This one is a doozy. Brian Smith is who we're here looking at. The trial just started today. Again, the openings happen. They're looking at hair on my lip here. They're looking at 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month into this is going to run pretty much throughout February. It is a lot, though. I have the actual affidavit that we're going to be looking through here tonight. Again, thank you. Shout out to Dizzy, who is an absolute wizard in the streets, in the true crime streets. Got this for me an hour before we went live. Madness. Again, thanks, everyone. Please hit that like. Get this in the algorithm. Share this out. Let people know that you're hanging out with Publicly Buzzed. Really freaking appreciate it, guys. Again, if you didn't see the stream earlier, starting out, I was a little bit late because, the time difference with Alaska. Jay is streaming this trial, the shaming of Jay. Me, Jay, and Bob were on there earlier watching this and kind of discussing it. But yeah, tonight we have a lot to go over. Actually, this is also thanks to Dizzy. This is from 2019, the original footage. It's the police press conference. I believe actually talking about the second indictment for Smith. So we have a lot to go over here. But again, thanks everyone for being in here. Really appreciate it. Oh shit, pump up the volume. Can you not hear me that well? Yo. Oh, I am really low. Wow. Okay. Of course I'm really low. I just spilled out a bunch of information. What is up, everybody? Thank you again for being in here. Lots to go over. Again, sorry for it being so low there. I think we're up now. I think it's live, baby. Publicly Buzzed Live. That's how we do it. Again, what the actual hell is going on? A double murder trial that's going on in Alaska right now that is captured our minds, absolutely. Again, let me see who's in here hanging out right now. Missy Mayhem, Dizzy. Dizzy is an absolute wizard. I'm just going to say it again. Mind of Monsters, Poke Mom, Jay's hanging out. What's going on, brother? Tiff Knox, Sky Troop, MJ. Hopefully everything sounds good now. Sky Troop. Kaylin rolling through here. Tayo Toys coming through. Phil, what's up? Law Nerd Amber. Heather Honey, what's up? Again, I cannot stress enough tonight, guys. Before I jump into this, I'm about to do it right now. Trigger warning galore, okay? This affidavit, I briefed it before I went on here. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. So we're going to be going into that. First of all, should I start with the press conference and then go into that? Let's dive into here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Pull this over. Make this as big as I can. This is, again, trigger freaking warning, folks. Brian Stephen Smith, 2 different indictments being called out here. The grand jury charges that in the 3rd Judicial District, State of Alaska, sometime between 2017 and 2018, at or near Anchorage, Brian Stephen Smith intentionally caused the death of Veronica. and I've got these names here. I just want to make sure I have these, get these correct. Veronica Abalchuk. I've been practicing her name. You guys know how bad I am with names. I wanted to show the victims as much respect as possible here. And then we're also going to be talking about Kathleen Jo Henry, folks. But I wanted to make sure I did not butcher Veronica's name, because they're both mentioned in this affidavit here. All of which is an unclassified felony offense. Again, welcome all new people in here. Being contrary to and in violation of law and against the peace and dignity of the state of Alaska. That in the 3rd Judicial District, state of Alaska, again between 2017, I think it's kind of repeating the same thing there basically, because there's multiple charges is what's happening here, and multiple grotesque, insane charges. You can see right here, in cause of death, serious harm or injury to another person. Down here, indifference, extreme indifference, or to the value of a human life. And you actually see the counts being called out here as well. Then in the 3rd, and I'm going to keep reading that because it changes the verbiage down here. As many of these affidavits as I've read, especially the Idaho ones, so you think I would know that. But they get down into the nitty gritty here a little bit. Let's see. Let me go down here. Okay, the district attorney charges that in the, again, 2017, between 2017 and 2018, or near Anchorage, Brian Stephen Smith engaged in the sexual penetration of a corpse. Again, necrophilia is involved in this as well. Insane amounts of charges. I want to get down here to the actual, where they're reading this out. And here, again, these are the charges. It's crazy. Like, this one is just absolutely insane. But these are the charges for Kathleen Jo Henry here. And I'm not going to get in deep detail because, you know, it's tons of different counts, as you can see here. And they kind of, it's basically the same verbiage until you get to the end. Again, cause death or serious physical injury to another person. The real details down here, so we're going to get down here. Again, manifesting extreme indifference. Get down here a little bit more detail into the 3rd Judicial District, state of Alaska, on or about September 4th, 2019. At or near Anchorage, Brian Stephen Smith knowingly engaged in sexual contact, hand to breast, without the consent. Let me see, I'll make sure I have this right. My fucking chat's up here popping. Sorry. Without the consent of Kathleen, and defendant recklessly disregarded Kathleen's lack of consent, all of which in a Class B felony offense, being contrary to and in violation again to this law and against the peace and dignity of the state of Alaska. All of these numerous counts and just of Smith being an absolute garbage can piece of shit, again, not only to a live person, actively killing somebody and treating them terribly, but also the corpse of someone after they were dead. Defendant recklessly, again, disregarded lack of consent from Kathleen multiple times, multiple counts of that in this. Here we go. Smith destroyed, mutilated, altered, suppressed, concealed, or removed physical evidence with intent to impair its verity or availability in an official proceedings or a criminal investigation to wit the body of, again, Kathleen. All of which is a Class C felony offense, being contrary to and again in violation of the state of Alaska. Another count 7, that in the on or about September 6, 2019, in or near Anchorage, Smith destroyed, mutilated, altered, suppressed, concealed, or removed physical evidence with intent to impair his veracity and veracity, excuse me, probably butchering that, or availability in an official proceeding or a criminal investigation, to wit, betting. All of which, again, Class C felony in the state of Alaska. Then in the 3rd District, again, September 6, 2019, down here, I think that was talking about the truck here. The, again, altered, suppressed, concealed, removed physical evidence with intent to impair the criminal investigation. This with the truck bed. All of this is something, again, this is why it's going to be such a lengthy trial. Again, 3-4 weeks. It could potentially go into this whole entire month because there's just so much that we're going to be seeing between two. Again, there's double murder charges here. Okay, now here's where, again, trigger warning, it's about to get very graphic. The undersigned swears under oath this information is based upon a review of Anchorage police case 19-35212 submitted to date. And this is, I think, from October the 19th. On September the 30th of 2019, APD homicide detectives were advised that a female claimed to have to have found an SD memory card. And again, me, Bob, and Jay were talking about this earlier on Jay's stream. And throughout this entire thing and other articles, guys, I've seen the mention of SD card. So I've also, in some other articles, seen the mention of a jump drive. So in my head, I thought it was a jump drive, but it might have been an SD card. So, and those things are more tiny. And if the SD card is outside of the camera sitting in the console, because Bob kept saying, why didn't they take the camera, right? Especially if they're down on their luck, they're looking to steal something. But hell, it reads like it is an SD card. But the female that turned this in says she found it on the ground, again, near 13th Avenue and Fairbanks Street, containing videos of a female being strangled. The female told APD that she had reviewed the SD card, which was labeled Homicide. She indicated that there were pictures and videos dated between September the 3rd and 5th of a male beating her. And I'll just leave that there. I always fuck up here. She described the male as having a foreign-sounding voice. Again, Smith is from South Africa, folks. And if you have heard his voice, you know that it's, you can tell exactly what they're saying. She believed that the video had taken place in the Midtown Marriott, as she had been there before and recognized the carpet pattern on the floor in the video. Homicide detectives reviewed all of the images and videos. The SD was labeled Homicide at Midtown Marriott. There were 39 images and 12 videos located on the SD card. The date taken of the first image was September the 4th, 2019. At 12:59 a.m., the images show a female, possibly Alaskan native, with dark hair lying on a floor next to the bed. The female is completely naked and on her back. The female's eyes were bruised and swollen shut. There was blood along the opening of her left eye. The female's right eye was partially open. The female's lips, and if anybody heard the opening statements from the state, again, you know exactly how barbaric and gruesome this is going to be, because they were not pulling any punches with that, nor should they, especially with the jury. I would not want to be on the jury in this either, folks. There was blood along the opening of her left eye. The female's right eye was partially open. The female's lips were bloodied and blue. One of the images shows what appeared to be the female wrapped up in a white sheet halfway on and off the foot of the bed. Another shows red ligature marks on her neck. There are several images of a parking lot and a rolling hotel luggage cart near a black pickup truck. The female is under the white blanket on the cart, and her head is partially exposed. The last image taken on September 4th, 2019 was 2:52 a.m., and it shows the female was on the cart near the truck from a different angle. There are 7 images of the female in the back of the truck lying face down on what appeared to be the black bed of a truck. The last of those things has a date and time of September the 6th, 2019, 1:12 a.m. The first video showed the same female from the images laying on the same carpet as the images. The person filming was slapping and strangling the female with his right hand around her neck. The female was moaning and struggling to breathe. She also was attempting to scratch the man's wrist with her right hand to get him to stop. The man strangling the female would stop once in a while, and the female would eventually gasp for air. In the second video, the man in the recording talks, saying things as "my hand's getting tired," and then he proceeds to stomp on the female's throat with his right foot. The male can be heard saying, "You need to fucking die, bitch. You need to fucking die." The male had some sort of English-sounding accent when he spoke. Throughout the other videos, the female was struggling to breathe, and the male strangled her more and laughed about it. In another video, again, 12 videos, 36 pictures. In another video, the male had some sort of cord or string wrapped around the female's neck, and he tightened it with both his hands. The female was struggling to breathe after that happens. Throughout the videos, the female seems to be essentially unconscious, and in her defensive reactions and attempts to breathe are seemingly reflective in nature. While reviewing the videos and images, detectives recalled from a previous investigation a male with an accent named Brian Smith. Smith is an immigrant from South Africa. Hotel records from the Town Place Suites about Marriott in Midtown revealed that Brian Smith was registered to a room at the hotel from September the 2nd through September the 4th, and he worked there, and he got this thing on a fucking discount. The carpet in the images and the videos match the hotel's carpet. Still photos taken from the SD card show an older black pickup truck with a topper on it. Research shows the black pickup truck is consistent with an older model Ford pickup. APSIN records indicate that Smith and his wife have a 1999 Ford Ranger pickup truck registered to them. APSIN shows the license plate assigned to the Ford pickup is AKFSL 878. One of the images from the SD card shows a partial plate of the truck with the numbers of 87. Now, thank God, again, most of these, at least to our knowledge that we see of these asshole murderers, are absolute morons. Detectives obtained a search warrant for Smith's cell phone records. Smith's cell phone pings to a location on Rainbow Valley Road along the Seaward Highway within minutes of the last still image from the SD card of the female in the back of the black truck. Smith's cell phone returns to the Anchorage area around 1:24 a.m. on September the 6th. On October 2nd, 2019, Anchorage police revealed a call that an unidentified deceased person was located on Seaward Highway near Rainbow Valley Road. The deceased person appeared to be a female with long black hair. So yeah, after this guy gets arrested, he and now he's up for both of these murders. I don't know what the defense attorney is going to do, quite frankly, if we're going to be honest. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense because he's already confessed to this, right? So I'm a little bit confused what the plan is there. He confessed, and not only did he confess, they went out and then found the body where he said it would be, okay, of Veronica, a Balchuk. It's absolute madness. I'm just getting this set up here. This is a press conference. Again, this was from, I believe this is from the 19th of October as well. So, and I would like to get the actual interrogation footage of Smith. I think that would be wild to see. So yeah, we'll start this right here, folks. I've got some more stuff again to show you guys that I've been looking at here all day long. Again, if you watched the beginning of this trial with Jay earlier, and then I came in on it, the opening from the state was pretty graphic. They were going into pretty deep detail about both what I just read you with Kathleen Henry's murder and Veronica Balchuk's murder. Apparently, Veronica being homeless, he had picked her up, basically saying, "Do you want a warm place to stay?" Change cameras here for a second. "Do you want a warm place to stay?" And she wanted to. She said yes. She goes to his house, and he ends up shooting her in the head. She's laying on his couch. Again, go back and watch the actual opening, because it's absolutely barbaric and vicious. But this Smith he just has complete disregard for human life. Like, he does not care. And again, he's a raging racist. Some of the stuff I was posting earlier on Twitter, I'm all over the place here also, but I mean, I have a lot to go over. But found some other stuff where he is a racist. Look at this. This is from him, September 16, 2014. "Please keep sending money to the blacks in Africa so that they can buy soap to wash the blood off their hands. The black Africans are only this blatant about their racism towards whites because we have all these bleeding heart whites who feel sorry for these savages." I mean, total piece of shit. Here we go. Found this. Oh, that's blown up so crazy. Hold on. Go back. Oh my God. Yeah. Interesting. Brian Smith answered an online question before his arrest, addressing the assumption that all black people are thieves made by some white people. Recently, Smith answered hundreds of questions about his native SA using Quora. I know that site. I've been there, but I've never actually said it out loud. In August, he replied to a question posted on the site. "Do white people assume all black people are thieves?" Smith replied, "Everywhere in the world where blacks go, there is an immediate increase in crime. It is a statistical fact that blacks are 600% more prone to breaking the law than whites." So, yeah. Kind of goes right into, killing indigenous females. And again, we were kind of talking about this earlier. Honestly, let me get my light in here a little bit. I bet there's more. I bet there's a lot more, honestly. He has the Rex Heuermann vibe. to a T. And Jay said that earlier, and he freaking does, man. I get. Here's what sucks. I don't know if they're digging any deeper. I don't know if they, or because he's not going to say anything else, right? He feels like he's already fucked up when he admitted to killing Veronica. All right, they already knew that he'd killed Kathleen Henry. They have video evidence of that. But now he's also trying to say that this one didn't happen, which they found the fucking body for after he said it. It's absolute madness. Close up of this guy. Look at him. He looks absolutely shocked, as he should. It's madness. It's a crazy one. But yeah, let me go back. Hold on. Where was that? All over the place, baby. Yeah, let's watch this press conference here a little bit for a second. Oh, shit. Southern Charm. Thank you so much. 99 cents. Let's go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Southern Charm. Hell yeah. I haven't been really able to look at a lot of the chat. I'm kind of deep in here. Absolutely, Tiff Knox. Absolute real piece of shit. It's insane. It's absolute craziness. I don't understand what. Listen to a little bit of what his defense attorney was saying. It's like what are we doing here, bud? It's craziness. So yeah, hold on. Let me get in here. This should do a pretty good job of giving October 19, 2019. Boom.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us here at APD headquarters today. We're here to provide an update on the Brian Smith homicide investigation. I'd like to acknowledge all of our partner agencies that are here today and introduce the people that are here with me. We have Captain Dave Hansen from Alaska State Troopers, Major Brian Barlow, also from Alaska State Troopers, Dean Wasson, who's the resident agent in charge from Homeland Security Investigation, Adam Pierce, who's Assistant Special Agent in charge from the FBI, Brittany Dunlap from Alaska Department of Law, Deputy Chief Ken McCoy from EPD, and some representatives from our detective division here, from our homicide team, Captain Josh Mulder, Lieutenant Jack Carson, Sergeant Bianca Cross, and Detective Brendan Lee, who's the case detective. I'm going to, in a second here, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Brittany Dunlap for an update on criminal charges, and then I'm going to provide a brief update as well after that, and then we'll answer some questions. Before we start, I just want to, on behalf of the entire extended Alaska law enforcement team, offer our sincere condolences to the families of the victims in this case. It's important, I think, for everyone to remember that they are people who had families and friends and who they were very dear to. And I would just ask that everyone be respectful of the family's grief as they talk about these cases in public. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to her.
Thank you. Good afternoon. What I want to let the folks know is today the grand jury has issued a second indictment. It's a supplemental indictment for Brian Smith for a second homicide. As many of you know, on Monday the grand jury returned indictments for a first named victim. Those charges included murder, sexual assault, tampering with physical evidence. At that point, we asked the grand jury to make a special finding regarding substantial torture. That special finding that the grand jury made, if Mr. Smith is convicted, and that finding is upheld by the sentencing judge, could subject him to a mandatory minimum 99-year sentence. Today, a grand jury has returned a supplemental indictment adding counts of murder, tampering with evidence, and the state has filed a charge of misconduct involving the corpse. That's for a second named victim. I'd remind folks that grand jury charges are only an accusation against Mr. Smith, and he's presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. The state Superior Court has set bail at $250,000 cash performance, $500,000 cash appearance. Just today, with the filing of this indictment, we filed a bail request along with a memorandum asking that bail be increased essentially to $2 million, $100 million, or $1 million cash performance, $1 million cash appearance. That bail memorandum details some of the facts that we're asking the court to find to increase the bail. That is a public document. Beyond information in the public document. We can't really comment on ongoing investigations. Based on this supplemental indictment, I expect that Mr. Smith will be arraigned again in Superior Court on Monday, the 21st. We hope that these charges help bring some closure to folks for their missing loved ones. Thank you.
So I'd like to follow up just by providing an update on a missing person case that APD previously made the public aware of. This missing person case involves Veronica Abichuk. She's 52 years old. Her family reported her missing in February of this year. She had last been seen by her family in July of 2018. At one point, we provided some information to the public that she had last been seen in October of 2018 here in Anchorage. Later investigation proved that information to be incorrect. Throughout the year, officers and detectives continued to look into her case and stay in contact with her family. In April of this year, our partners at the Alaska State Troopers were notified about human remains that were found near mile 4.5 of the Old Glen Highway in Anchorage. The remains were sent to the medical examiner's office. On October 8th of 2019, Brian Smith was arrested for a homicide that occurred back in September. And during that investigation, detectives determined that the suspect was also responsible for the death of Veronica. On October 11th, 2019, the human remains were identified as the victim, Ms. Abichuk. The investigation was changed to a homicide investigation.
One confusing thing about this, I'm not sure if anybody's heard, the Abichuk had actually been misidentified with another body because her ID was on another person's person, basically. So that was a weird little coincidence. Abichuk was already known as a dead person by mistake, right? Like she was a missing person that they had already classified as dead because her ID was on someone else. I mean, I don't know how the hell that goes down exactly. I mean, I guess they didn't do any. I mean, did the family identify? Like, what? You just going off this ID? Again, the families of Veronica and Kathleen, neither one of them really want to talk to the media, and I guess I can't blame them, of course, but you know, they're not really out there to talk to at all.
As Ms. Dunlop has indicated, the grand jury indicted Mr. Smith on that today. As always, when the police department is investigating a complex case like this, we would ask for the public's assistance. If anybody believes that they have information relating to either of these cases or any other cases, please reach out.
That was confusing to me. Like, that seems like a big fucking deal, right? Like, you messed up an entire person's identity. Who's the other person now? Like, hopefully they're going back to try to figure that out. That's what kind of worried me about, like, if they're digging in any deeper to find out if are there serial killings? Like, is there anything else that they could find that would link this guy possibly? Or are they just like, we got two here? Like, I don't know.
At APD, you can contact us at 311 here in Anchorage, or you can contact your local Crime Stoppers, or you can reach us at the main line for the police department, 907-786-8500. With that, we would take a few questions.
Do you have any reason to believe there are more victims than these two of Mr. Smith?
What I can say is that anytime APD has a complex case, we always look into it in a way to connect it to any other cases if evidence suggests that it might be. But of course, we can't comment on any ongoing investigations, so I can't provide you with any additional detail at this time.
Chief Daniela, KTVA, at what point does the term serial offender become appropriate? Is there a threshold? Is it 3 or at 2? Do you consider someone to be a serial offender? How does that work?
Well, again, I don't think that that's something that we're going to speculate on today. You know, we have Ms. Henry and Ms. Abichuk are the victims that have been identified with relation to this particular offender, and we're just not prepared to talk about you know, any ongoing investigation that might not be happening.
Has Brian Smith made statements to police during interviews about his responsibility for either one of these crimes?
You know, again, that's going to be part of the ongoing investigation. It's not something that we're going to be able to discuss. You know, obviously, we're continuing, like any homicide case, even after charges are filed, there's always additional work to be done by the case detective, and we don't want to jeopardize any of that work.
That's a good point right there, Tony. Yeah, they already knew about this man, and after they got the SD card and then seen what was depicted on the videos and then heard the voice of this South African man speaking, that's actually how they got onto Smith to begin with. Besides the hotel, right? Well, also because of the hotel, rather. So they put that together. He worked there because the lady said she recognized where the carpet pattern was from. They figured out that he rented the room for 2 days from in September. Like, I mean, they put it together fairly quickly. This guy Smith is another absolute fucking moron. But we were talking about this on Jay's channel earlier. In South Africa? How many more? Right? Is there possibly more over there? And then Bob was shed a little bit of light on exactly what's going on in South Africa, and it doesn't seem good. It doesn't seem like the cops really give a shit there either. So, not that they don't give a shit in Alaska. I'm not saying that. Honestly, seeing how these cases are handled out throughout the country has me worried in a lot of places. So I don't know, man.
And in this case, the defendant's been indicted on criminal charges, so we have to protect the integrity of that prosecution. So we really can't get into a lot of additional detail about the cases.
Do you have, are you able to say more about the SD card and the images they contained and why he may have had these and how they got away from him?
You know, I think that also falls into sort of the category of the details of the investigation or the pending criminal cases that we just unfortunately can't give a lot of detail about.
In the documents, we hear about, and he's indicted on charges of tampering with evidence, that's dumping bodies and tampering with bedding.
I think it was the state that was kind of saying basically what he said was when he went out after leaving the hotel, Kathleen's body was in the back of the truck. There was just a body in the back of the truck, okay? And then he decides to drive around for 2 days with the body in the back of the truck. That's what he said. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with the body. Had a fishing trip coming up.
In one it says carpet. It sounds like he was cleaning up after himself. Does it appear to you that he knew what he was doing? And that he was, how good of a criminal is he?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's something I could really speculate on, or it frankly wouldn't be appropriate for me to speculate on his skill level. So I don't really think that's a question I can answer.
This is someone who traveled for work at times. Is there any belief that he may have harmed people elsewhere other than the Anchorage area?
You know, that's something that we'll certainly look at as our investigation continues. As you can see, we have partnered.
Basically, the majority of the rest of this is that. It's exactly what you would expect. They're not going to give a lot more details. I mean, maybe they can't. They don't want to, going the Idaho route, you don't want to risk the integrity of the investigation, right? I don't know. I get it to a degree, but I also get the public wanting answers, obviously. One thing I wanted to show here that I hadn't seen anybody really talking about, I found a bunch of crazy... Actually, let me go here first. This is really cool. Remembering Veronica Abowchuk. I'm going to play a little video for you guys here. Again, this is about Veronica. This was from 2019, November 5th. Kind of a little remembrance thing. It seems like this Alaska news station, anyways, Alaska News Source, is pretty cool. Like, it seems like they're doing a lot of actual good...
Alaska first learned about Veronica Abowchuk as a crime victim, one of 2 known victims of accused killer Brian Smith.
What about went missing? Police said she experienced homelessness.
Hold on, let me fix this. This is out of control. Out of control. 1 second, guys. Get this better here. Boom. Boom. Yeah, this is pretty cool right here.
Alaska first learned about Veronica Abowchuk as a crime victim, one of 2 known victims of accused killer Brian Smith.
When Abowchuk went missing, police said she experienced homelessness, something she had in common with the other victim, Kathleen Henry. But her family says there was much more to her life. Channel 2 investigative reporter Jill Burke has more tonight. Jill?
Mike and Rebecca, it's still not known how Abowchuk and Brian Smith crossed paths. Her family shared with us that in recent years, Veronica had started connecting more frequently with her family. Her sisters and nieces want her remembered as more than some man's victim, a woman with genuine love for family, and they for her.
Oh, I love you.
Tears are not what Veronica Abowchuk would have wanted for the people who cared about her. Her family remembers no matter what was going on, Veronica was generous with her smiles, generous with her love.
She was full of life. I grew up with her as a child, and she just, very sweet lady.
When she disappeared sometime during 2018, Anchorage police issued a missing persons bulletin.
We didn't know what to think. We were hoping a better outcome.
Then came the grim news she'd been murdered.
It was scary. We've always wanted the best for her.
But between her birth in 1966 and now, she was so much more. And that's what her family wants Alaskans to know. A big sister, seen here in the village of Stebbins with a hug for her brother Bernard. A proud member of the class of 1985, seen here on her high school graduation day with that beaming smile her family talks so much about. And here again in 2006, happy to be out having lunch with her sister. An adoring mother and grandmother seen here spending tender moments with her grandson in 2011.
She loved her kids.
Her sisters liked to visit her, as here during Christmas 2014 when they dropped in to spread some Christmas joy. Other times, it was a treasured moment out shopping, like on this day, strolling through the deli aisle. A woman who treasured family and whose family treasured her.
She loved everyone. I really miss that.
Veronica Abowchuk didn't get a storybook ending. Family pictures, though, help preserve the good times. Small moments that meant...
Look at that smile, dude. She's gorgeous. That's a great smile, man.
So much. Big love, big dreams, and that big, memorable smile.
Look at it.
And the family held a celebration of life this weekend. Veronica's niece, Gloria Lockwood, told us Veronica had this way of making every family member feel special, so much so that they were like the only person she ever loved. They are hurt and angry someone took from them, not only her, but also her opportunity to be well and to be in their lives.
Yeah, she was absolutely gorgeous, man. That smile was amazing. That was one of the best smiles I've ever seen on any human being ever, quite frankly. And I have one more cool little thing. This one's one that I'm going to have to read through, but it is for Kathleen Henry. Again, just wanted to show a little bit of love and tribute here. Let's see if I can get through this here. And I've got some more stuff, yeah. Hold on real quick. Let me get her back up here. Boom. Yeah, Kathleen Henry is an indigenous woman from Alaska who police say was murdered by a South African man who, again, was arrested after he had just become a citizen in the United States. Henry wrote on Facebook that she was trying to get her life straight. She had made progress toward the end, including getting her GED in 2012. Tough Alaska chick since 1997 until present. Her final Facebook post reads, oh, damn, what a crazy ending one. And late August 2019, Henry's social media posts capture a woman with a strong spirit who believed in herself and in her future, despite the troubles she transcended throughout her life. I love myself and I like others equally, she wrote in 2018. I go to fly because I am light as a feather and have fun while I can enjoy life. However, authorities say it has all been snatched away, her present, the future she might have created and wanted to create so badly by the 48-year-old man now into his 50s, Brian Smith. Don't want to get too much into Smith here. They get into her a little bit more. Yeah, here we go. Kathleen Henry wrote proudly about getting her GED, and longing for a new life. Henry chronicled her life on social media, giving a fuller picture of the humanity behind the name released by police. You are a very beautiful woman that has a smile that shows that you are a caring, loving person, a friend wrote on the photo. She was also found proud of obtaining her GED, writing about it several times. A lot of people, especially I have friends that have GEDs. A lot of times those people fuck up early, right? They fuck up too bad or whatever the situation is, family life, whatever it is, drugs, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Something happens in high school, you don't get that high school diploma, or sometimes people get a GED to move on quicker, to get into college. But a lot of times people fuck up their life, and later on, if they can get that GED, it's awesome. It's amazing for someone in that to be able to tell somebody, hey, look what I did here. So again, I know lots of people that have gotten their GEDs over time, and I've known people that are fucking excited when they get those GEDs because, again, it's almost like a new outlook, a new grasp on the possibility of what life could be or can be. I'm a GED graduate since 10 plus 2 plus 2012, October 2nd, 2012, and had my diploma out of the way. I was 23 going on 24, she wrote on July 9th, 2019. So young as well. She declared, I, Kathleen Jo Henry, has a diploma under GED, which I received in 2012 of October 2nd while incarcerated in River Eagle, Alaska, through Highland Mountain Correctional Center. So yeah, a little bit of trouble she was having early on, and then later on in life ended up going to get the GED. I dropped out of school at 14. If I'd have just kept on reading, everything I just said I wouldn't have even needed it. And received my GED again, 23, going on 24. That is usually how it happens. I've been up to something extra good. I am one of a kind who is original. So she declared, I love myself more than I love though, because I don't abuse myself physically or verbally. In June, she wrote, I can't sleep at all because of me being happy and excited to be out and about from incarceration. On October 26th, she wrote, I will be seated inside a jet plane without looking back and just focus on a new life. Trying to get her stuff together. Her full final post proclaimed, I'm tough Alaska chick since 1997 until present. Keeping up with the Kardashians can be mine for life. Killer and chiller, she wrote. I am an undercover boss due to being the 6% city sales tax collector once a month for each first week of the chosen 3 to 5 days out of the 30th or the 31st. Patterpack, a.k.a. Smartass, on August 27th, she added, I need to get my life straight and act together. She talked tough on Facebook. I'm known well by high-ranked officers and statewide identifiers. Please do not mistake my looks for a person who can go extinct because I am deadly without a weapon. Oh, wow. Interesting post. Some of her posts dealt with men and relationships and exchange vows. Be aware of the fact that it is known to be broken. Remain slut-free, she wrote. If you are interested in the significant other than the available person who is not available, then you are wrong. People can be different from the first choice you thought was right for you. Most people are taken, and please mark your words when there's a correction that you need be. This goes on to my boyfriend like husband to each movie, scenery, and chapters. She also wrote, I'm getting annoyed and tired of men who I think I'm walking around as if I got a price tag just to get in between my legs. I'm taking and walking alone doesn't mean that I'm available. Very vocal. It's okay if you are one of my understandable friends who know best about my life, letting me be. The suspect is accused of, let me go down. I think there's a little bit more about her down here. They're mixing that in. Don't need to mix that in. Okay, yeah. Henry, who was single and from Eek, Alaska, probably butchered that, posted poetry on Facebook about successful goals and being a doer. On her Facebook page, Henry wrote that she was single, had lived in Junia, again, probably horrible, Alaska, currently lived in Anchorage, Alaska, and was from Eek. Eek is a tiny Alaskan community with 474 people that just got running water for the first time in 2019. Holy crap. I know Alaska is kind of wild. I had a buddy that was stationed in Alaska who was in the Coast Guard, and the pictures were amazing. She was born in Bethel, Alaska. I miss her school play, and Who Let the Dogs Out was our Eskimo dance music. Even if Eskimo dance drums are not to be on the scene, I didn't give a hoot about which music to play or who not to drum for my classmates. She seems awesome. She seems super independent. I think she got in this situation. Henry posted a poem on Facebook. Let's see if I can read this here. It read, Doer, you are you and I am me. I'm living life of reality. Think I better get moving. Enjoy time and spending it fair. Never to look back to the past. Needs to be met without a doubt. Successful goals are check marked. Time and place have high-class scenery. Totally having fun every second, 24/7. She wrote about relationship troubles, indicating I'm not a con or artist, and I know best not to get married. I'm divorced and excited each day and night, even though there may be a time and place where I act as if nothing has ever existed. I had 7 ex-boyfriends and 1 ex-husband. I left because I might end up disabled by one of the deadly men I had during a relationship. Oh man. Again, I am a tough Alaska chick. She also wrote, I, Kathleen Jo Henry, solemnly swear, do not kill no one before. If any one of you read my mind and heard other voices in my thoughts, then don't think wrong. My life is based on a true story. Some of her posts are very creative. Another post read, I had bumped into a sprinkle of captains along with others, and I had to fly out due to having a full tank. So I can fly like a bird, which is a bald eagle. I ran out of gas. Then I am on fire with balls that turn toward an adventurous city. Friends and strangers and family members offer tributes. I mean, it's a terrible situation that we're looking at here. And again, I wanted to show a little bit of respect and love to the victims here as we kind of go through this, because, you know, endlessly and through this entire thing, we're going to be looking at this guy. We're not really looking at him in the trial because of the way the cameras are set up, but they're still really just talking about Brian Smith, right? This is a cool one that I did want to show as well. This is called 5 Facts You Need to Know About Brian Smith. Anchorage police say a citizen found the SD card which was lying in the street. We do know that, actually. Smith is married to a former immigration agent from Alaska. And I'm actually going to pop up his YouTube also. So I found the guy's YouTube. I didn't find it. Somebody actually sent it to me. He has like 30 subscribers. I think I became 31 because I didn't want to lose the channel. But I did subscribe so I could get back to it pretty easily. But there's 2 videos I want to show you. One is him and his wife looking at moose in the yard. And I kind of just want to show you kind of get a vibe of the guy, at least in this situation, because there's a quote from his wife. At least early on, I know that Jay said that she's maybe back in South I interested to see, I would like to know what she thinks now, because in 2019, she was quoted as saying she's going to stand beside him, and she could not fathom any of what we're hearing. So I thought that was interesting. Smith hails from Queenstown, South Africa, and served in the army there. Again, of course, this was also on the SD footage, him trying to sell a drone on Facebook. And then again, this is where I got the racist post from as well. Smith was taken into custody at the airport in Anchorage, and that was after he had gotten back from a recent trip. Let me get his YouTube up because I do want to show those videos. And it really, again, you kind of get like a vibe of the guy when the way he's actually talking to his wife in one of these. Let me go back here. Could look through here together if you guys would like. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Oh, that's not it. Damn it. Should have actually got the link up here. There is a moose, I'm pretty sure, in the picture, though. Well, actually, better yet, I know how I can do this. Give me 1 sec. It's in my history. I definitely know how to use the internet. If I can get there. Hold on. Again, thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it. You guys are absolutely amazing. I still can't find this. Here we go. Bam. Okay. is in his backyard
I
here.
would have stayed there. If I hadn't talked to him, he might have ignored me. I wanted to get my soda. You can get closer because you can get away. He can't get down there that fast.
You know, the mommy can come down and kick my ass. Hello, kitty.
Oh, you like that lichen, do you? Yeah. Do you want me in the picture to...
Like, it's always crazy to me personally when, I mean, it's about always how it is, right? It's almost like these people have somebody in their lives, which again, you could go into the racist factor because he's killing indigenous women. But I mean, a lot of the times these people have somebody else in their life that they don't treat like shit, right? Is that a front?
Okay.
I just wanted to get my soda, Moosey.
Just check slowly around the corner there. How close? How close?
You can come, but you be careful. I'm going away. I'm going away. You go and peek around there, and I'm going this way. Mom's right where we were working. Be real careful when you peek around there, because she did see me.
Good question, Jay. That'd be interesting. I hope they get the cameras better in the courtroom. And the mics, obviously.
Oh, I see.
Gonna have to watch all that, but just that one was interesting because it actually showed them interacting, him and the wife. So most of them were just bullshit that I found on here. It's just him filming this, that, or the other. Another one I think probably does depict the truck. I can't be sure. What we just read in the affidavit, I mean, it looks like he got stuck in the snow here at some point. And I wanted to show that. It does appear to be the truck, actually. I think they were saying black. I thought that was interesting. Let me see. One thing I was mentioning earlier, and I kind of gave it away on Jay's stream, we were talking, so, you know, the fact that he had this, whether it's an SD card or whether it's a jump drive in his car labeled that it was a murder that was happening. You know, what was his plan with this? Was this a copy? Was this the only copy? The label's weird. And being in your truck is weird. All of that is insanity. You think that would be in a safe somewheres, unless maybe he was taking it somewheres. But again, well, honestly, I was kind of mentioning the dark web as well. You know, I don't know if he's that type of person. Maybe he's giving a physical thumbnail to somebody who is buying this type of material against snuff films, essentially, right? Him beating and killing someone on film. And then maybe they are putting it on the dark web. I do know that the dark web is full of real death, though, and absolute horrible stuff. So it just anytime I see anything that's sort of like this, because what is he saying? One of the quotes is, "Everyone dies in my movies, and what would my followers think?" That's literally one of the quotes that he said on the video. What would my followers think? He's not posting this on YouTube. Who are these people that are following him watching this material? I don't know. But if you want to have absolute nightmares, look into some snuff. Then there's tons of YouTube documentaries actually that won't give you nightmares. But you know, it's not good. It's not good at all because there's real life death that is happening. There's kidnappings that are happening. And people film it and post it. It's absolutely horrendous. But that's the world we sadly freaking live in. Here's a cool video. Hold on. I do want to show one more good one out of the sea of absolute horrendous stuff that we're going over here. Let me see here. Yeah. So Kathleen Henry's portrait was added to the Cuspic project. Amber Webb is someone who is basically putting, missing indigenous women on this, it's calling it the Cuspic Project. And she's an artist. And I'll just kind of let this speak for itself. This is really freaking cool.
Good evening, everyone. We know of at least 2 of the victims in the investigation into alleged serial killer Brian Smith, Kathleen Henry and Veronica Abouchek. The bizarre nature of Henry's murder, caught on camera, recently captured national attention.
And now an Alaska Native artist is working to keep the spotlight on the issues of violence against Indigenous women.
Hank Davis reports.
I can't really articulate. It's almost like you can feel a statewide heartbreak from.
Amber Webb is Yupik by birth and an artist by calling.
I was a little kid and I was like, I am an artist. and then as I got older, I was like, maybe I'm not an artist, but here I am now.
Her recent work is part of a push to bring more attention to violence against Indigenous women around the world. Webb captures the portraits of missing and murdered Native women on the fabric of an oversized cuspuk.
This is Genevieve Tetpon, and I think I had 2 photos of her. I woke up one morning and I had to make it. It was seeing one more report in the news, and I just couldn't not make it. That was, I think, the oldest one on here. Isla Oman, I think, was her name, and
the latest face to be captured,
How
Kathleen
cool is that?
Henry. The bizarre nature of the investigation into her murder has drawn national attention.
There are cases that get a lot more attention than others, but none of these women are any more important than any other of them. I really hope that her case brings more answers for some of the other people that are still missing. I feel like there are probably more deaths that he was responsible for.
One stroke at a time, Webb will continue drawing the faces of victims,
I think I might be just about done.
hoping that one day there'll be none left to add.
After all this time where things like this weren't covered, I'm just glad that something can, make people pay attention. So there she is. I know that this woman here was a fighter, and I know that she had a lot of hope for her life. And, even though it's really awful the way things played out for her, so many of these women, their families don't even have that.
Hank Davis, Channel 2 News.
That was fucking dope, right? I was watching that, I was like, yeah, that went on the list quick. I wanted to
Good evening, everyone.
That was super cool. Let me make sure real quick, guys, we start to wind down here. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. This case is incredibly graphic and horrible. Trigger warnings all over the freaking place. Again, Jay will be streaming this tomorrow. Hopefully they get better mics. Hopefully they can get some better camera angles going on. But, it is what it is. And, yeah, me, Bob, Jay. I know Bob's on this one too now. So, yeah, keep an eye on all of us, guys. I want to tell some stories, though, real quick. So today I had something crazy happen. So I'm at work. And when I'm at work, I have to, I ship stuff randomly, right? I have to ship equipment or something. So when I do this, sometimes I have to run down and, the system we ring stuff up in, I sell stuff online. And I run down, I grab a serial number. When I do that, I take a quick picture of it with my phone, run back upstairs, ring it up as I normally would. And I get my label as a UPS ground shipment, get my label, run back down, get ready to grab the package, take it up to where we place these shipments to be shipped. And within this time frame, something happened to this package, to this item. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But not only that, it was the last one. Okay. The company I work for, we have multiple different departments, right? And there's some competition sometimes, whatever. So if it's the last one, somebody sells it over there. It happens all the time, around the same time, whatever. So I start looking, I'm trying to find this thing, like, what the hell is going on? So I get other people involved. I'm like, I don't know where this is. I get one of the other bosses involved. I'm like, can you call around, see what's going on? So at least I know I'm not crazy. Can't find it anywhere. Just talk to all other bosses, all other folks that could have maybe possibly grabbed this. No one grabbed it. All right. So I'm like, well, this is fucking weird. So I start to go back. I'm about to actually go back upstairs to my desk to ask somebody else in my office. So when I do that, when I have to go upstairs to do that, next to the stairs is the package sitting there propped up perfectly. And when that happens, I'm like, what the fuck? Did I move this here? Did I do this? I never do that. I always leave it where it was. So I run back out real quick, and the guy that was helping me, I run back out, and I'm like, hey, man, it's right here. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I must have done this. And he's like, oh, man, whatever. I ship it. I go to lunch. All right? I get back from lunch. When I get back from lunch, I sit down at my desk, and we have this IM system thing we call Slack that we communicate with. There's a message sitting in there from one of the people in my office. Basically, the timing of this had to be absolute comedic TV show timing. Okay, it's insane. There's a message sitting there that says, we have this in stock. This is something that we're going to sell, which was the item that I'd already went down because I already seen the order. But he had went down between me going and getting the cereal and running back up and ringing it up and grabbed it and placed it there for me. He was helping me out, right? But I wasn't ready for it. So I'm like, oh my God. So the entire hour of lunch, I thought I was an absolute psychopath. I thought I was losing my mind because I'm like, I never do this, whatever. It was the time, but the timing of it had to be absolutely, had to have been the most comedic timing ever. We had to have passed like ships in the night. And then last night, so I almost died last night on a treadmill. So I'm trying to get in shape. Went to the doctor. Blood work wasn't the best. So I want to nip it in the bud before it gets out of control so, it doesn't get bad. I'm, too young to have some terrible stuff, and I eat trash all the time. I don't work out. I'm trying to do something a little better. So we have this treadmill. We've had it for like a year, never really use it. Set this thing up. So right on the very top, it says, read instruction manual before operating. Well, of course I'm not going to fucking do that. Who the hell's going to read the instruction manual before operating? Not this guy. Not me. So I plug it up, I hit the button, and there's all these programs. There's like P1 through 16 or something. You can just start going. I'm like, I want to do a program. Let's do a fucking program. I hit P1, start going, baby. I'm just trucking, walking. Here we go. This feels good. This is all right. This ain't bad. I got this. Shit, I can do this for 20, 30 minutes. All right. Calories counting, time counting, ready to rock, baby. We're doing this. All of a sudden, fucking treadmill just starts beeping. After 3 beeps, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Maybe I should have got off. Any normal person would have probably heard those beeps and been like, well, this thing's going to explode. No, I'm just walking. Those beeps indicate, okay, that it's about to speed up, okay? So the programs that are called out on there, and you can see how they like incline and decline and go up mountains and all this other bullshit. I'm about to start running. Like it goes from like 2 to 6. Okay? And just to clarify where I'm at currently, I'm at a 1.5 to 2. Okay? I don't want to be going that fast yet. I'm not there yet. Dude, that thing in the blink of an eye spit up to 6, and I was just like freaking the fuck out. Luckily, I jumped off. Like I got off of it, but I couldn't even imagine what it looked like. It must have been the closest time. But it happened again. It happened a second time. So the second time I knew it was coming, but I didn't know exactly what was going on. But the second time fully indicated what the time, there was a timer, what it meant. Yes, that there was like some kind of like, shit's about to get real. So then I stopped the machine completely. And then I just hit start, which is just you do your own thing. And yeah, I'm still alive. So yeah, that was, it was crazy, man. And here's the thing. Since the flood, there's no carpet down here. There used to be carpeting. Not anymore. Now it's just a concrete floor in there, so that would have been terrible. That would have not been good at all. Got a bad knee. Got a bad neck. January was insane with injuries. Okay, coming into 2024 has been nuts. I don't know what's going on. Woo! It was crazy. Like, I wish I had a camera set up like this. Actually, I need to put the Nest Cam out there. Because right outside of here is where that treadmill's at. Okay, outside of this room. Like, this basement's pretty dope. But this basement's why I bought the house. Like, when I bought this, I'm like, I'm turning this room into my studio. Like, that was the plan out the gate. But out there is a large, full fucking basement. And, yeah, it was, oh, wrong camera. It was intense. It was intense. I don't know. I told Cassie, I was like, do not get on that and push buttons. Okay, before you do it, either read the manual and I think I threw the manual away, so that's not going to happen. You can probably look that up online, or let me show you what to do not to die. So, woo! Can we get on a Peloton so we can watch? Can you get on a Peloton? I've never used a Peloton. That would be awesome. Yeah, maybe I should work out in bubble wrap. Jesus Christ. Oh. I did. I bought this house for the basement, man. So I got really lucky. This was my boss's house where I work at, and he was selling it, and he actually moved. And I was like, man, I'm gonna want to buy a house. That'd be cool. And dude, I bought this house right before COVID blew the market, all the shit. Like a 1 month difference. Like literally a month later, I would not have a good percentage, and I would be not even able to afford this, quite frankly. So I got it at the perfect time when like the market was still shit, and they were giving out like cheap stuff, and my credit's good, because I've been basically a decent adult my whole life. But man, like I bought this because I was like, when I came and looked at the house, I was like, oh, this house is pretty cool. The yard's okay. 2 factors: the yard's fenced in for Gypsy, 100%. That was an absolute must. I wanted Gypsy to be able to go out and run and have her life, bro. Because we lived in a trailer before I lived here, and she lived with us. I lived in trailers my entire life before I lived here. I'd have to walk her out. She had this very small little spot. It was terrible. The fence was iffy. I didn't even feel comfortable about letting her off the leash. So what we have now is amazing for her. And this freaking spot right here, this room, like this room was why I was like, man, I want a spot where I can do my thing. And that's what happened. All right, what a show, what a night. Everybody, I love you guys so much. Again, man, is Jay already set up for tomorrow? I'll get a portal going here. Yeah, I know Bob's on this one as well. One thing, I don't know if Bob's still in here or not. I was talking to Bob, and I was hyping it up on Murder Church. I know that he wants to see the closings for Jack Kevorkian trial, but he's going to Super Bowl Sunday, all right? So, and I want Bob to be here with me because I would like the professional expertise. So what I'm thinking about doing is, hopefully I can find something. That'll be what's up. So the one time that I took a random break in between, I did that Manson Murder Church, the Charles Manson one. So I'm going to try to find something that's a one video type of deal. And maybe we'll have a special Murder Church this week while we try to get into the next Sunday and see if we can get Bob in here. Yeah, right here. Boom. We got Jay right here. It's going to be portaling into his tomorrow's stream going into this trial. Woo!
I'm telling you like it is, baby.
Let me take care of something else. I'm not even done, baby. Let me get this right here out the gate. I know I called it out, but Southern Charmed, 99 cents. What the hell are we doing? Are you amazing? Amazing. Hold on. Love it. What else we got in here? I know you guys were going crazy there for a minute. Jen, welcome, Jen. Beer's in the chat. Welcome, Buzz Killers, baby. Let's go. I think you're liking what you're seeing, and I'm loving it. Let's go. Hopefully you're followed up with Jay. Hopefully you're followed up with Bob. Hope you're followed up with Joe Jackalone. We got a team here, building on building, baby. FarQ, member for 4 months. Thank you for what you do. No, thank you for what you do, for coming through here, holding it down for this whole crew. Are you kidding me? The best. And then, you know what FarQ did after that? Gifted out 5 memberships. Shit.
Son of a bitch!
Are you kidding me? That's amazing, dude. I can't see the names now of who got those, but welcome all new people. Beers in the chat. And then Jen, the new lady, coming through here, the new member, should I say, Buzz Killer. Boom, $20 out of nowhere. Just came through and said, hey, here you go. Woo! It's still getting crazy. What's going on? We got next, Giovanni DeStefano. RIP to the victims. Thank you for bringing this case to us, Stevie. Again, thank you, Giovanna, for coming in here. And again, always holding us, all of us, down and being an amazing member. Joanne, coming through here. I see you every single day, and you're beautiful and amazing every single day. May the sicko rot in prison, followed by Hades. Boom. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, baby. I'm going to give you one of these right here.
I'm telling you like it is, baby.
And then my homie right here, Bob Mata Defense Diaries podcast coming through. Steve, is this the verdict? This was not the verdict. The verdict is coming in about 3 to 4 weeks. If you know, you know. 1999 from the man, Bob Mata. Make sure you're following Defense Diaries. law nerd Amber just told everybody, hey, she's been a member for 6 months. 6 months of gifted memberships. Thanks, Buzzed Ones. Love y'all so much. And if you do not have your gifted memberships turned on, you done fucked up. You done fucked up.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Respect my house.
Because they will be raining out memberships all day long in here. And right here, 1 month member. Steve is so awesome, Bob. No, you are awesome, dude. You're the man. I love everybody so fucking much. Like, I shouldn't be here. Let's just say it how it is. Publicly Buzzed, Steve, Dan, we should not be here. This is all by mistake, and I can't thank you guys enough. Jay, Bob, everybody. I love you guys so fucking much. It's the realest thing that I could ever say. I feel like I could never truly show my appreciation for what you guys allow us to do and be a part of here. Thank you guys so much. Tomorrow, I'll see you all in Jay's chat. Next time you will see me will be Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time with my brother Dan. Probably covering this. We're probably going to be going over what's going on in the trial. Again, trigger warnings all over this. This is absolutely barbaric and brutal and gruesome. I hope that I gave the victims some justice in this stream here tonight, because I didn't want it to only be about this fuckface. I wanted it to be about both, but I wanted to make sure that they were not forgotten here. Let me look through the chat here just real quick. Set that back to live chat. Love you guys, man. Love you guys. I loved being on with Jay and Bob earlier. Like, that was amazing. I usually don't get to do that a lot because I work all day, and man, that was fucking cool. Like, that felt so fun. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you Thursday. Have a great day. I'll see you in the morning. I'll be talking to you in chat. All right. Love you guys. Let's get out of here. Have a good night.